I hope you are doing absolutely beautiful today. I have gotten into doing these little snippets at the beginning of the videos, trying to give you a sneak peek of everything that we got going on. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about that sneak peek methodology. Otherwise, we are getting right into it. Riding today, ripping around on my V14, my InMotion V14, powered by the GRIZZLA Armor Kit, as well as their sync pads, which are available today. They are dropping today. That is May 15th. They are available as we speak, as you watch. So go on over to grizzla.com and use coupon code JohnnyGoVroom5 or JohnnyGoVroom10 to get your respective discounts. 10 gives you the most discount. 5 gives me a little bit of a kickback. Either way, GRIZZLA knows that I'm out here hustling, doing work. So the P1 Max gloves, you see those on my hands there, and the pedals on my ride, those are the Iron Man pedals from E-Rides. Along with these gloves, the P1 Max gloves, you can find those over there at E-Rides. I often get questions about this helmet, this open face kind of open mouth helmet that still has the chin bar wrapping around. It is called a Vega Air GPX. So now that the formalities are out of the way, let's get into the good stuff. I know you can't tell it, probably watching all these videos of me trying to be out here ripping around, not trying, but being out here, ripping around, having the time of my life. I know you can't tell, but I'm coming out of one of the darkest, most horrible physical places that I've ever been. I didn't believe in the impact of whatever black mold did. I'm like, how can this invisible thing impact people so much? I just thought people like upplayed this stuff. If you've had any experiences with black mold, I sympathize with you, and I now empathize with you. I was dealing with some of the darkest suicide-inducing depression. It had been horrible, guys, absolutely miserable. I'd been dealing with IBS and other weird stomach issues, gassy, bloated, like I never felt empty. My stomach always felt ruined and in pain. I was always in this deep brain fog. My creativity had bottomed out. I was always tired. I was barely able to sleep. It felt like, guys, I don't know what dying feels like. I imagine it feels like living but slowed down. And I felt like I was checking out, man. I didn't know why. I train people, so that became my reason for living, and I didn't want to let go, and I knew I had to take care of myself as best as I could, because that's my reason for living, taking care of other people, Even if I was completely miserable, I wanted to be here to help others. And it had just gotten so hard, and, I moved out, and the first night that I slept at my new house, it was like my battery had been filled up quadruple. Okay, so I'm gonna pause for a second from that mold thing. That guy right there, he yelled at me, and it sounded like he said, F you! And so I thought about it for a second, but, I tried to be polite, and so I went back to just see if he had anything he wanted to say. And so I asked him here if there was anything that he wanted to say. And he said, excuse me? And then he kept on going. And I don't know if you could tell, guys, but the dude was dealing with some stuff. He was mentally kind of not all there. I didn't realize it initially when I first went back to say something to him. I thought he was just drunk because he did smell like alcohol, right? So I figured that that's all that was. And it absolutely broke my heart to see, that I misunderstood his energy so much that I went back, because he was just shocked. He was just taken off guard. He didn't know how to react to me. I know that, like, neurodivergent people with different sorts of things going on, different stimulus really freaks them out. It broke my heart. And then it's weird because of how the universe does you. You're watching it happen right now, guys. This person right here, in the same breath, they wanted to learn how to ride the EUC. They wanted to ride my EUC. They wanted to know who Johnny Go Vroom was. They were so excited and enthusiastic. They filmed me the whole time. They wanted to be on camera. It was the coolest thing ever. It was so cool. So I had to give them a little smoke, little stint Nothing too crazy, but you know, I put on a little extra pepper for them, a little extra pepper for them. So they enjoyed every single bit of it. The juxtaposition, guys, the juxtaposition, you know, having someone be so angry and so mad at you, and then having this group of people completely embrace and love what's happening. And it really just, it made me feel super good. But on the flip side, I still can't get out of my mind this man. And when I was at the kava bar the other night, you know, making drinks and stuff like that, getting teas ready, and I'm just going back through the footage, and as I'm, you know, trying to frame out the 360 footage, I realize that this dude, I'm like, oh my God, like, he's uncomfortable to even be holding these bags. You know, like, you can see it if you go back and watch it. Like, he's uncomfortable to even be holding the bags. It broke my heart, man. You know, it probably took him so long to be able to feel comfortable to, like, walk down the street with all of the noises and sounds that are there. And I just wish these people had friends. You know, I'm going for a ride right now to meet some friends, you know, to go for a nice little cruise with them. And, you know, it's like the people that need to connect the most just don't have access to it. And anyway, it just broke my heart. Check out that flying V up there, guys. Isn't that cool? It just broke my heart. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Have you ever, like, I don't know, man. I don't even know what the hell to ask about this. What do you think? I mean, you know, I gave him plenty of berth. You know, I was out of his way. You know, I got off the sidewalk and I saw him, you know, but you just never know where people are at. And I just feel so bad that I overstimulated that guy. And then I feel even worse that I went back and I asked them, you know, I was like, oh, you know, did you have something that you wanted to say? I wasn't going to fight him. That's not my thing at all. I just use a camera to kind of expose people, you know, for their energy. And the only reason why I'm showing it, even though I'm partially ashamed that I went back and I said anything at all, given the nature of his disposition, is that I'm not perfect, man. And I try my best. And sometimes trying your best ain't always it. I see so many tough guy acts out here today, you know, and I by no means presented myself as a tough guy to him. You saw that. But, you know, I think humility is more what we need. You know, there's so many people that are trying to be badasses. I think humility's important. You know, back to the black mold thing. At first, I thought I was burning out. I didn't know what was going on, and I had to suffer through it, right? And as a renter, you're trapped. The landlords don't care. There's nothing in place, you know, to protect you, you know, and the healthcare system sucks. You know, it's not preventative. It's like, it's not trying to stop things from happening. It's like symptom suppression until triage. Like, that's kind of, you know, the sentence structure there. That's the way that our system functions, right? And I've had friends who have suffered through some pretty horrible stuff based upon symptoms that were very similar to the symptoms that I was experiencing. And the only reason I didn't get surgery, even though I was having some pretty rough issues, is because I knew I could get through it with very, very special diets, you know, and I did, and I made it through. But dang, man, so many people out there suffer, and that sucks, dude. It sucks. Anyhow, I just, yeah, guys, watch out for that black mold, man. It sucks. It's crazy. If you've had any experience with it, like, tell me about it, you know? Needless to say, dudes, movement heals. Community matters. And sometimes a ride can break the fog. If you decide that you want to get those sync pads, remember, Johnny Go Vroom 10 will save you the most. Johnny Go Vroom 5 will give me some. And I appreciate you. Peace.